This is TIMS support video number 1. The intent of this video is to show you how to access the TIMS application through our external as well as the internal website, and to go over a few functionalities within the application. To access the application from our internal website, we have two separate links. One is right up here, and the second one is right down here, and they both lead to the same location. For the external website, for the general public as well as non-ODOT employees, we go to the ODOT main homepage and scroll down to Maps and References. Under that, you'll see the TIMS Transportation Information Mapping System with that same icon. We'll go ahead and click there. In order to get started, we select this Get Started link at the bottom center of this page. We'll just give that a few moments to load. Once the map loads, you'll see Find Location on Map. We'll exit out of that and get back to it in just a few moments. We also see that we're zoomed to the full extent of Ohio. So to get started, we'll go over a few basic functions on the left panel. We have pan, zoom in, and zoom out. In order to zoom in, we'd select the magnifying glass with the plus sign in the center. The smaller the box, the further you'll zoom in. And you also have the option to pull this button upward to zoom in, and the option to press the plus sign to zoom in as well. And if you have a mouse with a center roller, you'd roll forward to zoom in. The zoom out function has the same functionality. You'd select the magnifying glass with the minus sign in the center, select a box to zoom out, pull the button downward to zoom out, click the minus sign, or roll backward on your mouse to zoom out as well. The pan tool allows you to pull the map in different directions so that you won't lose your previously zoomed extents. And once you click the map, you'll see that the arrow turns into a fist, letting you know that it's grabbing the map and pulling it in the direction of your mouse. With the pan tool, you also have the option to pan with these 4 arrows to different areas on the map. And you also have the option to pan diagonally. Even though these diagonal sections are not labeled, you do have the option to pan diagonally. And once you're finished panning and zooming, if you'd like to get to the full extent of the map, you'd hover over the globe in the center, of the 4 arrows. And once you hover over it, it'll say full extent. You click that, and you're back to the full extent of the map. Okay, now we're ready to get back to finding a location on the map. In order to find a location on the map, you'll want to click on the first tool, which are these binoculars. And you have the option to locate by address or intersection, coordinates, or by log point. You also have the option to zoom to a county, metropolitan planning organization, or a district. We'll start by locating an address on the map, which will be 1980 West Broad Street in Columbus, Ohio, 43223. And this is the ODOT Central Office. As soon as you're finished typing in all of your information, you just click Locate. As soon as you click Locate, a few things will happen. The map will zoom to the extents of the general location of that address. A thumbtack will appear as an approximation to that address, and an attribute box will appear with information pertaining to that address. And if you hover over that attribute, you'll see that it highlights the thumbtack, letting you know that that is this record. Now, if you were to take out specific information of this address, such as the directionality as well as the zip code, you'll see that 3 records appear. And this is where that highlight comes in handy, because if you highlight over the first one, you'll see that this is 1980 West Broad Street. The second one is 1980 East Broad Street. So it's very useful if you have multiple records. And for this, also when you have multiple records, you have the option to export to shapefile or export to Excel. And once you export, you're able to import into a mapping system such as ArcMap to manipulate the information for your specific uses. Okay, now we'll get back to our specific address. And that's West Broad. And click Locate again. And once we're zoomed back into this area, we're able to zoom out to get a feel for the area we're located in. And ODOT is located, the central office, is located north of Route 40 and to the west of Interstate 70. Route 40 is Broad Street in Columbus, Ohio. And you're also able to further zoom out to get a feel for the area, see different roads and intersections, and see the highways nearby. And if you're zoomed out too far and you'd like to get back to that same zoomed extent, you just click Locate again. And to clear this information, we click Clear, although we're still zoomed into this location. So we'd go back and click the full extent of the map. Now we can go ahead and try to zoom to a county, metropolitan planning organization, or a district. For this purpose, I'll select district, and we'll go to district number 6, because that is where the ODOT central office is located. Now when we click Zoom to, you see that we're zoomed to District 6, the counties in District 6, as well as the surrounding counties. And this could be confusing for someone who's not familiar with the counties located in District 6. So this is where the themes come in. We have 6 available themes within this TIMS application. The first one is transportation assets. This holds asset information, bridges, outfalls, patrol outposts, railroads, and many of them are grayed out just because we're too far. Once we zoom in further, you'll see they come back. And this is specifically for clarity, because if you're overwhelmed with this type of information on the map, it's not as easy to understand. Next, we have road inventory. This has information such as federal truck routes, scenic byways, ownership information, and this is just the same as transportation assets. These are grayed out because we're too far. We're at the full extent, that is. So if we zoom in further into a county or township, we're able to see much more information. Boundaries has information such as place, cities by population, rural islands, townships. Some of them are grayed out as well just because of the extent. Traffic counts has traffic stations and traffic segments. Transportation projects, this shows all of the projects that are currently underway in each area. And there's also safety information, but in order to access this information, you'll need additional clearance. This information is provided by the State Highway Patrol, so not everyone can access this information. And you'll need to follow this link for directions in order to access this information. It's mainly accident information. It's mainly pertaining to accident information. And along with all of these themes, we have a legend that once you select any of the themes, a legend appears letting you know what each layer means. We also have a base map option. Right now we're set on street map option. We have the option to change the transparency in order to see the aerial map underneath it. And this tool is much more useful when you're further zoomed in, because you're able to see all the information under the street map. We'll go ahead and leave it as a street map for now. Now, since we're trying to access information pertaining to District 6, we'll go back to Boundaries and select ODOT District Boundaries. Make that layer active. And as you can see, the outline for each district appears, and the number for the district appears in the center. And if we go back to Legend, we'll see that it'll show the ODOT district boundaries and the symbol for this layer. Now, as we can see, District 6 includes Fayette County, Pickaway County, Madison, Franklin, Union, Delaware, Marion, and Morrow counties. And this layer just allows more clarity within the description of District 6. Now, once you're finished viewing all of that information, you can go ahead and exit out of this box. Go back to Boundaries, uncheck the Boundaries box so that layer will disappear, and you also get back to full extent. Now, sometimes you'll need to locate an address or a location based on coordinates. In order to do that, you can select the coordinates under Additional Options, and a coordinate box will appear. Wherever you move your mouse, you see the latitude and longitude information changes for that specific location. Now we'll go back to the binoculars. And before we mention that we have more options under here, under address or intersection, so we'll select coordinates. Under latitude and longitude, you also have the option of northing and easting. We'll use latitude and longitude for this tutorial. And we'll also just try to locate an area in Ohio. So we'll select 40. And since Ohio is west of the meridian, it'll always be a negative number. We'll select locate. And the same thing that happened with the address or intersection tool happened with coordinates. The map is zoomed to this extent. An approximation is placed by the thumbtack, and an attribute box appears. Okay, and to get a general feel for this area, we'll zoom out, see where we're at. We're on North Dayton, Lakeview Road, near the intersection of Troy Road. And if we zoom in, we can gain more information on this location through LogPoint. LogPoint allows you to click a road on the map to get more information for the area near this thumbtack. So we'll select this and click directly on the road. Once the box appears, you'll see route information with the log point, the NLF ID, and the nearest address. The log point is 9.1896. The NLF ID shows the location information. It shows that this road is located in Clark County, and it's State Route 235. The nearest address is 4360 State Highway 235. The zip code is 45344. And once you're finished with understanding this information, you have the option of just exiting out of this box, or you could also clear, just like the address or intersection. And you can also exit out of this box as well. Now for this coordinates button, you also have the option of using state plane north or state plane south. But for that tutorial, we went ahead and used latitude and longitude. And if you'd like this box to be removed from the screen, you just go back to additional options and uncheck coordinates. Now we'll go ahead and go back to the full extent of the map. And I'll go ahead and end the video at this point. I hope you found this video to be useful, and I appreciate you watching. We encourage you to go ahead and play around with the tools located in this application, discover new things that may be useful for your purposes. But if you need any additional assistance, be sure to call the Ohio Department of Transportation Office of Technical Services at 614-433-6438. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.